International Globally Changing Lives Brand Ambassadors. Good evening and welcome to this amazing webinar today. This is an official ONPASSIVE webinar on Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Our first Thursday of January in this year. The first one, how awesome is that? We have so much to share with you, and we're looking forward to enjoying this webinar with you. Without further ado, please, let's start with an energizing song from one of our very own brand ambassador, and I'm going to call on Dr. Derek to play that music for us. Thank you, Dr. Derek, over to you.
ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, the future of internet.
Wow, that's awesome. We are in it to win it. Thank you so much, Sister Lerato Shadare. That's awesome. Now, if we are not inspired enough from listening to that lovely music with every single word it says, we have one of our very own, another one, because we have several of them. And the other one is JW, Miss Jackie Warner. She is an entrepreneur of perfumes, cosmetics, and food supplements. Guess what? She's also a mom. She has 5 kids and 8 grandchildren. An awesome inspirational speaker. That's who Miss JW is. And her inspirational slogan is believe in your dream, which we are believing in, our ONPASSIVE dream. And who is she again? JW is also a host of Real Talk that streams live on Facebook. And please know this about her as well. She loves helping others. That means us who are brand ambassadors in this movement. Please, without further ado, let's welcome our one and very own sister, brand ambassador, Queen JW, Jackie Warner. Here she is.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. I so appreciate that introduction.
You're welcome.
Wow. Sometimes we don't really realize how much we actually do sometimes, and all the things that we have to pass through our journey. But thank you so much. Let's just say that we are alive and we are living, and we just got to be so grateful unto the Heavenly Father for this opportunity that we're in. So I just want to say good evening to everyone. And I just want to thank Dr. Derek for allowing me to speak on this platform. And thanks to Queen Debbie and Dr. Benny and Dr. Patience. I mean, they're so amazing. And don't talk about the great and awesome brand ambassadors. We are in the right place at the right time. And all we have to worry about is making sure that our minds are in the right place too. But you have to do something to get it there. It just doesn't, happen just like that. Even though I think I said last week that we have already the mind. The mind is already there, but putting it in different stages or different gears as we journey through our life, that's the reason the mindset exists in the first place. Okay. But tonight I'm going to talk about goals. Setting goals. We're in a stage right now where we're at the quadruple top, and I think it's over the top. And Dr. T talked about that on Tuesday, and Dr. Derek spoke about it. We're over the top. And we're not starting at the bottom. We're starting at the top. And when you start at the top, because a lot of us never started at the top before, we started at the bottom. And some of us are still at the bottom. So we need to find how we're going to learn how to set our goals. Because I think even me, yes, I've made goals in my mind, and I do accomplish them, and I'm whoa. But some of us don't know exactly how to set our goals. We got to do it. We just do it, But tonight we're going to talk about 7 areas of setting your goals. And the first one actually is to be specific about your goal. Whatever your goal may be, you got to be specific about it. Okay? It's just like when you pray to your Heavenly Father, you got to be specific about that also. When you're having a baby, you want to know specifically if it's a boy or a girl so you can do accordingly. So when setting your goals, you need to be specific. When you buying your car, you need to be specific. So to start out with your goal, be specific about your goal. And you need to write it down. It's not to say, oh, I'm gonna put it in my mind. No. They said people who are most successful is the ones that is actually writing their goals down. If you're just saying it, it's not going to happen, because we say a lot of things, even me myself, and I don't accomplish it. So if you write it down, and not saying you got to focus on it, you're gonna got to focus on the goal. Just write it down, and then you take the measures necessary, which will be measure, and measurements stands to, it's like saying I'm going to start in February, and I'm going to end it in, say, June. So make sure the time that you set is measurable for the task or the goal that you're setting. And make sure that you can, it's for you. So you have to know you. So you got to know what goals you can set that you can accomplish easily. Okay. And the next one, of course, is action. So if you said, yes, I'm going to buy this, get a car, or whatever it may be, you got to find ways. Well, I need to find out the type of car. I need to find out if it's the gas is economical. I need to know the style. I need to know if it has the airbags included. So you're going to do a lot of research and investigation before you begin. And begin usually starts with a verb. That means I will finish that book. I will read the book, or I will complete my goal. Whatever it has to begin with a verb. And then it has to be relatable. It just can't be just anything. Everything has to coincide and align with each other. So make sure it's relatable. It's not out of the pocket. Okay. And time bound. Set a time. Set a time that you will complete it. You got to evaluate your progress as the goal is. Like when you're in the goal, you're participating. You're doing what you got to do. You got to also check yourself and see, hey, how is it going? Do I need to change something? Do I need to start over here? Do I need to go there? Whatever changes you need to make, that's the time when you evaluate the progress of your goal. And the next thing is to reward yourself. At the end of a goal, you need to reward yourself and say, hey, either I'm going to buy myself a nice dress, or demand for a suit or shaving set, whatever it may be, because that's saying that you have accomplished it. It gives inspire you, it motivates you. And like Mr. Ash spoke about self-motivation, and he said that if you, at this stage of our life, we don't know how to self-motivate ourselves, then it can be disastrous. I remember as a young mom, I had no college education or anything like that. I don't remember even having my GED. But I was a teenage mom, so I went and had my kids will go off to school, and I know I had to find something. I had to find something to do, and I went to Bronx River. It was in New York, and I started learning computers on the Apple computer. And that led me to a job working temporary for FDIC. So that means it wasn't a goal, but it was the determination for me that I needed to make a change. I needed to do something for my children. I needed to get out of my situation. And that's where ONPASSIVE has came in. ONPASSIVE is to help us to get out of whatever circumstances that we're not happy with. And we don't even have to name the things that we're unhappy or not happy with, because we are actually living it and experiencing it. So everybody knows what their iniquity is. You know what I mean? That you want to change. And if ONPASSIVE is giving us, like Dr. Derrick had anything is possible with ONPASSIVE. And that's the truth. That's the God honest truth. And we utilize and not our CEO, but Mr. Ash, my father, keep on emphasizing, utilize, motivate, be engaged. Don't leave yourself out on the limb, and eventually it might break off and you go to the bottom. You fall to the bottom. But take this opportunity to set your goals. Don't worry about the system not working. That's why you got the techie team in Hyperdad and Bacadash doing all that work, taking care of those things. And when you start anything, it's going to have glitches. So take your mind off of all the glitches and all the things that can distract you. And not sure where I heard that, but I think Dr. T spoke about that, a distraction. You let other things become more important than the things that you need to focus on. And yes, that Dr. T spoke on that on Tuesday. So we got to stay focused. We got to stay engaged. A lot of us is not engaged. When you go and look at the net, you can see the people for yourself who are engaged, who is doing something, who wants something out of this, who wants to uplift humanity. And if it has 1.4 million founders, I can't even say 50% is actually doing something, because you can see it. If you go from one webinar to another, you can tell the countries that are active, that want to change their environment. And so if we want to change, we have to change ourselves first. And your mindset is the first place where all the changes take place. But if you use that goal setter and you it's almost like holding your own self accountable for your goal, because you are the one accountable for our goals. We are, each and every one of us. So take this opportunity to start fixing those things that we need to fix in our life, organizing things that we need to organize. All the little steps that you take is going to build confidence. And every time you take, it has this book that you really need to read, One More Time. Is it One More Time? One More Time by Ed Mylett. He is so awesome. I listened to him before. He is so amazing. If you get his book, oh my God, it will help you in transition. And each and every one of us can read that book. It will help you to transition, because it's not specific for any age group. Anyone from college to, I don't know, it doesn't matter. From college on up, you can read that book and it will help transition your life in whatever area needs to be, the transition need to take place. So let's start building our confidence, setting our goals, using the time that the system needs to be fixed and it's got a glitch here and we can't get in. Take the focus off of that, because we got more than that to focus on. Because when it starts rolling, that's one way of you getting left behind. Because I remember Ash, my father, said, if you miss one day, you can be lost. He said it himself. And imagine some of us who is not even up to par as yet. This is the time for you to work. If you got a partner, work with your partner. Say, hold me accountable for this. This is what I'm supposed to do today. Make sure that I do it. You gotta challenge yourself. You gotta self-motivate yourself. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to make it. Okay, simple as that. There's no other business like ONPASSIVE. I can tell you that. No matter what else is going on out there, this is the best business, because it's talking about uplifting humanity. It's something that is going to clean our environment, get rid of the pollution, get rid of the fraud. And these are things that we are facing every day. Sometimes people get their identity stolen and they have to pay to get their identity back. And someone doesn't pay that for you. And if you don't have the money, you are like a sitting duck saying, well, what? I can't do nothing else. Oh my God. And that's why you be sitting there sad, because you can't do anything else. And there's no one coming to help you. They will say, girl, that happened. You should have put a protective this on this, or you should have did that. And that's not helping you. That's making you feel more sad, you know? So let's work on ourselves and get more engaged, you know? It has a lot of us, we come on the call and we don't get engaged, we don't say anything, and yet when the call is gone, everybody has questions, and I didn't ask this, and why they said this, and so forth. We are business people, and we need to start operating as such when we get the opportunity to do so, because we don't know how the punches is going to roll, and everybody has to start taking care of their business. We really don't know. I mean, it's going to probably be some people going to be able to still come and do webinars, or ONPASSIVE is going to be, the old media will be handling that. You just don't know. So take this opportunity to suck up everything like a sponge. What Dr. Derek is teaching us, Queen Miriam and Queen, everything that they're bringing us, let's take it and let's implement it, not just write it down. And some of us not even taking notes, so we don't even have something to go back to help you to refresh your memory, you know? And there's no reason for anyone to say they will be left behind, because it wouldn't be on Ash Mafaret's clock or his watch or his heart, because even if you miss a webinar, it's always something to go back to and learn. So you have no reason. And then don't talk about the leaders that's taking the time out of their business schedule also to come and keep us abreast and keep us up to date. So we have nothing to complain really about. Is if there's anything to complain about, it's actually has to probably be nonsense. Okay, so I thank each and every one of you for your listening ear, giving me this opportunity, most of all, to speak on this platform. And remember, set your goals. Okay, set your goals and stay focused, stay engaged, self-motivate yourself. Even when you don't feel like doing something, do it. And most of all, get out of your comfort zone, because when you stay in your comfort zone, you're not going to build financial wealth. You're not going to help uplift humanity. You're going to stay in the same rut. You're going to have regrets, and you're going to be sad, sitting there saying, I coulda, I shoulda, and I didn't. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy the webinar.
Awesome, Queen Jackie.
Ooh,
thank you, Queen JW. Thank you so much. You heard her, right? Write down your goals, set your goals, and do not put blames, don't lay blames, and action is the only way to go. Write down everything and the timing when you want to execute. So if we do not write it down, the brain retains some things and it throws away other things. So what sort of a mindset did you want? You just got it. You set your goals. If you just leave them mentally and you don't write them down, you do not remember. So the best way to go is to write it down. Because when you write things down, you tend to remember everything word for word. Thank you very, very much, Queen Jackie. We truly appreciate that. And, you know, we always love seeing your smiley face, and we always thank Dr. Derek for giving us a platform to be able to do whatever we can do to help one another, isn't it? So thank you. At this stage, we're moving to that awesome item on the agenda. Nothing is impossible with ONPASSIVE. Nothing. Once you are a brand ambassador with ONPASSIVE, nothing is impossible. And who is going to do that presentation for us? The one and only Dr. Benny Ntinglet. Dr. Queen, sister. Oh, we want to see that face. So the one who smiles from left to right, from the beginning to the end. And that smile takes very little wrinkles. It takes away all the wrinkles, but it takes very little. She's smiling because I didn't say anything. I did not want to say it because I wanted to see the feature on your face. Please, I don't want to take too much of your time. Who is she? We do know who she is. But let me just tell you a little bit about what she thinks she is. She joined ONPASSIVE in February of 2020. So come February 23, she'll be celebrating another anniversary with ONPASSIVE. And she was engaged to ONPASSIVE when she registered. And not only was she engaged to ONPASSIVE, after the engagement happened, she got married to ONPASSIVE as well in March of 2022, right, Dr. Benny? That's when she got married. After the registration engagement, she got married in March of 2022. And from that time to present, all she does is eat, drink, sleep, and dream of ONPASSIVE. And what else? She has learned how to help brand ambassadors who cannot register or pay to become founders. So without further ado, please, you know this face. Let's welcome our one and only Sister Dr. Queen Benny, who is going to present to us what she does best. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Nothing impossible with ONPASSIVE. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. First of all, I want to applaud Queen Jackie for her outstanding presentation of mindset. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Derek, for giving me this opportunity to say a little bit about the impossibility of ONPASSIVE. But the first thing is for us to define what does it mean by impossible, impossibility. Let me share my screen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my queens and kings, my brand ambassadors. Actually, Happy New Year to my brand ambassadors. This 2023 is going to be different. We all know that, right? Yes. ONPASSIVE was launched in 2022. Then 2023, pretty soon, all of us will be smiling. Okay. Let me. All right. Here we go. Now, is it impossible? Is it impossible to achieve anything in life?
Sis, presentation mode.
Can you see? Is it
Yes,
okay?
yes, got it.
Oh. Okay. All right. Thank you. Is it impossible to achieve anything in life? Nothing is impossible. If you don't agree your whole life, you will be incapable of moving, creating, evolving, seeing your dreams come true, being happy, of having everything you imagine. If you think that something is impossible, you will never achieve it. And your dreams won't come true. Okay. So what does it mean when someone says nothing is impossible? Nothing is impossible is a double negative. That means that everything is possible, which won't work well as a slogan. Sorry, I just have to remove it. What if you work hard, nothing is impossible. As a brand ambassadors, as you all know, we are brand ambassadors, right? If you log into onpassive.com try to familiarize yourself with our ecosystem. Nothing will be impossible. There are ways that leads to everything. And if we had sufficient will, we should always have sufficient means. It is often merely for an excuse that we say things are impossible. Now, originally, is the phrase nothing is impossible true? Is saying, originally answer will say, is the saying nothing is impossible true or false? Nothing is impossible is subject statement to time. Yes, everything is possible if time is not a constraint. Despite the fact that we are talking about ONPASSIVE, we also say something about the Bible as well. People may not understand. It is important. So what does the Bible say about impossible situation? He will make a way. God can change impossible situations. He sometimes moves mysteriously, but will provide what you need in miraculous way, just like ONPASSIVE, right? And it is going to be far better than you can ever imagine. See what I mean? Okay. Is there something impossible for God? No, everything. Let me tell you, nothing is too hard or difficult for God. God sent our who? Our visionary. And who is our visionary brother? Brother Mr. Ash Mufere to us. Mr. Ash Mufere stated that either I do, you can say in quotes, or I die, which means that nothing is impossible for him to handle, Mr. Ash. Yes, he is a perfectionist, my God. The word of God declares that when you believe God in your situation, all things become possible to him that believes. In Mark chapter 9, verse 23, Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Our visionary brother, Mr. Ash Mufere, believes in God. He does. Dr. Benny and Tinglet believes in God as well. I hope that some or all our brand ambassadors believe in God. I hope. So, what happens if you don't agree with the impossible or impossibility? If you don't agree, your whole life, you will be incapable of moving, creating, evolving, seeing your dreams come true, being happy, or having everything you imagine, just like joining ONPASSIVE. If you think that something is impossible, you will never achieve it. You will, and your dreams won't come true. As they say, the impossible just take a little longer to accomplish. An example would be this. There are some brand ambassadors who joined ONPASSIVE in 2018. Some joined in 2022. Guess what? Those who joined in 2022 have been complaining. When are we going to launch? When are we going to launch? In fact, we launched November 20th of 2022. It is taking a little longer because our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufere, is a perfectionist, which means that everything is going to be perfect before our solutions is being published to the whole world. Is it possible to achieve anything in life? Nothing is impossible. If you don't agree, your whole life, you will be incapable of moving, creating, evolving, seeing your dreams come true, being happy of everything you can imagine. If you think that something is impossible, you will never achieve it, and your dreams won't come true. What are the best quotes about doing what is impossible? The moment one gets into the expert state of mind, a great number of things become impossible. It's written by Henry Ford. Nothing is impossible. Some things are just less likely than others. Said by Jonathan Winters. Doing easily what others find difficult is talent. Doing what is impossible for talent is genius. Now, ONPASSIVE help achieve our dreams. Every person's dream, and most of the time, dreams are about achieving greatness in their lives. People dream of having a better life, getting a quality education, providing better opportunities to their children, and gaining higher income in their life. However, most of the dreamers don't put their dreams to work. A lot of them limit themselves by convincing their minds that they don't have time, they don't have the time, resources, or worst, they think they don't have the capability. Capability is the same for all. Every individual has a hidden ability within you. Now, if you don't recognize or find it, you will be able to dig it out once you gain the skills to do it, right? Thus, it is essential to know that all of you can find and develop a talent that will help you achieve success. It doesn't matter what you have in mind. Do away with mediocrity, because that is not what the world should settle for, and neither should you. Mediocrity was accepted as former hundreds of years, but that didn't stop people like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Dante, and etc. from showcasing their extraordinary talent. The world, even today, recognizes their work and admires them. After hundreds of years of the creation of their masterpiece, artists are still getting inspired by them and creating their arts. The world has moved on since, and the Renaissance period spread science and knowledge to the common masses. Numerous revolutions happened and promoted education for all. Therefore, don't settle for a mediocre way of life. When you have an ocean of abundant chances to take your life to its peak, let ONPASSIVE fulfill your dreams. How about that? Yes. You must be wondering how ONPASSIVE can help your life and bring success to you. ONPASSIVE is an AI, which is artificial intelligence power product company that builds solutions that impact your average lives and propel them to greatness. ONPASSIVE artificial intelligence is a platform that allows you to get out of the 9-to-5 job. We say JOB, which is Jobs of a Broke, stated by Mr. Charles Olson. 9-to-5 job, secure and earn potentially unlimited income for life. As an entrepreneur, you don't have to limit yourself to average middle class life, especially when the abundance of wealth is waiting for you. Break the chain of monotony. with ONPASSIVE and attain financial independence. You won't be just dreaming about visiting exotic places on vacation. You will be living the dream. You can take a vacation whenever you want and don't need your supervisor's approval. Can you believe that? Yes. Nothing can stop you from making that dream come true. Place your trust in ONPASSIVE and see the change in your life. So I got my information from ONPASSIVE.com as well as federalizeprism.com. Thank you so much.
Whoa, Queen Dr. Sister Benny. Nothing is impossible with ONPASSIVE. Wow. If anyone ever had any doubts who you are, what you are, and what you can do, it's just to come to all these forums, one after the other, especially tonight. It is possible to be anything. Put your mindset, as Queen Jackie said in the beginning. Write down your goals, and you said it all. There isn't any single platform you can go to and you have all in one. You have one, but not the other. But on this platform, you don't only have the mindset founders that we have been blessed with. We have you, we have Dr. Derek, Dr. Patience, we have our brothers like Brother Ian, Brother Vital, all of them, who are always here to support us. And that, what you just presented, that is just outstanding. Thank you, sis. We love you. Nothing is impossible with ONPASSIVE, and nothing is impossible with Dr. Queen Sister Benny. Anything is possible on this forum, from A to Z. There's nothing impossible with ONPASSIVE. You put your mind to it, it will happen. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny.
ONPASSIVE, the future of Internet.